This beautiful woman, living alone actually, likes to collect men's underwear and leather shoes. Every time before going out to work will be neatly arranged to create the illusion of having a man in the house. However, what she doesn't know is, in fact, there is a man hiding under her bed. Every morning when she woke up, Anna would feel dizzy and weak. Her whole body aches and pains. The milk in the house would sometimes run low. The toilet lid was sometimes lifted for no apparent reason. The lid of the doorway lock was often opened. There were traces of the code pressed on it. Cautiously, Anna changed the code, but something strange happened. This night Anna came back from work and was just about to lie down to rest when she heard someone pressing the code outside the door. She slowly walked over to check. The door handle suddenly began to turn wildly. Anna was so scared that she couldn't even breathe. When the outside was quiet, she bravely opened the door, only to find the hallway empty. When the police arrived, they reassured her that she was fine. It was probably just a drunk neighbor who walked in the wrong door. The police said there was no case to investigate. Anna had no choice but to go back and lie down to rest. But shortly after she fell asleep, a man crawled out from under the bed. He covered Anna with ecstasy and knocked her out. Then the man brushed his teeth and took a shower in the bathroom, as if in his own home. And finally, he cleaned up the traces. Then he climbed into bed naked. He falls asleep with Anna in his arms, like a couple of intimate lovers. The next day, the man was long gone. When she got up, Anna felt dizzy and weak. She thought it was because she had recently worked too hard, so she didn't take it seriously. When she came to work, she met Bob, a perverted client. He says he's Anna's neighbor. He wants to buy her a cup of coffee, but Anna refused. Bob felt humiliated and opened his mouth to insult her. Fortunately, the chief of the department arrives in time. The security guards got rid of him, but Bob was still in the mood. But Bob was still in the office. Then the chief drove by. Once again, he helped Anna chase Bob away. For safety's sake, the chief drove Anna home. But when she got home, Anna found that there was no electricity at home. At that moment there was a sudden knock at the door. Anna was scared. She faintly looked into the cat's eye. She found that it was the head of the department. It turned out that Anna had just forgotten her purse. The chief found it and brought it to her. He also helped Anna to fix the electric switch and then went to the bathroom. But then Anna suddenly realized that something was wrong. How did the chief know which room she was staying in? Before the chief could react, Anna was so scared that she ran out of the room. Soon she returned with the police, but when the police opened the door, they found that the chief had been strangled to death. A beautiful woman who lives alone and collects men's products. The police treat her as a murderer. Anna is taken to the police station for investigation. The police tell her that the chief was strangled to death. LSD was also found in his blood, so it was decided that this was a long-standing murder case. Anna was the prime suspect. She called the police in order to cover her tracks and clear her name. The Korean police have such a big brain, but without evidence, the police had no choice but to stop. When she got home, Anna was ready to pack and move, but she found a key under the table. It turned out to be the key to the same flat, so Anna went from room to room. Just as she reached the corresponding room upstairs, the first sound of the room door opened. She went into the room to check it out. She was greeted by the smell of old. The room was also covered with dust. It was obvious that no one had lived in the room for a long time. Through the furnishings of the house can be seen. The owner of the house is a woman. Anna found a bank card on the table. The bank account is exactly where the girlfriend works, so she asked her girlfriend help to retrieve the recent spending records. She found that every Saturday at 1 p.m. she would go to the convenience store to spend a fixed amount of money. Then the two of them went to the convenience store to watch. Finally found the target after a while, so they followed her all the way up, but they lost her at a fork in the road. They had no choice but to split up. Anna accidentally found a house. She quietly entered to check, but the door was closed. Anna hesitated to leave, but suddenly she remembered the password of her house, so she went up and entered the code. She didn't expect the door to open. She entered the room to check. She was stunned by the scene in front of her. She saw a woman with her hands tied behind her back. Her hands were still in a sling. What's more frightening is that both feet were sawed off. She didn't know if she was dead or alive. Anna was ready to call the police when she recovered, but at that moment the murderer came back. Scared, Anna rushed to hide under the bed. After entering the room, the killer began to talk to himself. Then he slowly injected the anesthetic into the body. It turned out that the woman lying on the bed, the same one they were looking for. When the killer wasn't looking, Anna crawled out from under the bed and hid. The murderer then took out a saw, surprisingly ready to saw off the woman's arm. Anna was now completely stunned. She rushed to the door to escape, but the phone suddenly rang. Scared, Anna desperately ran outside, but the terrain was complicated. She couldn't find the exit at once. She could only hide in a warehouse. But the next second, the woman was so scared that she couldn't move. The moment of truth. Her best friend arrived, but she was knocked to the ground by the murderer in 2 blows. Coincidentally, the police car passed by. That's how the two escaped death. The police then launched an investigation. Bob's paper was found in the woman's bag. Then they quickly arrested him, but he denied being the killer. And the police have no direct evidence, so they had to let Bob go. A beautiful woman living alone had 3 locks on her room to hide a man under the bed. Anna went back to her place and checked out. She gave the key back to the property guy and moved to another place. She also installed a camera in the room. The next day Bob found Anna's old place. When he found out that Anna had moved, he pretended to be her cousin. Bob was able to get the address of the new place from the property owner. Anna, who had moved to a new place, didn't even know it. But at night she receives a secret delivery. Inside is the cell phone that was left at the killer's house. Inside the phone are pictures of Anna asleep, followed by a video call from her best friend. Anna got on the phone and found in the video was a man's figure. He hid in the toilet. Then her girlfriend came home. This made Anna anxious, so Anna rushed to his girlfriend's home. And that's when the man in the video came in, ready to start sawing off his girlfriend's head. Anna didn't have time to think and grabbed a fire extinguisher and was about to break down the door. But suddenly someone grabbed her. Anna sees that it's Bob. He grabbed Anna by the neck and yelled at her for being insensitive. Fortunately, the police arrived in time to stop all this, so her girlfriend was okay. Looking at her friend in the hospital bed, Anna felt very guilty, but her best friend reassured her not to blame herself. Then she went to the convenience store to buy something for her. At that moment, a man came to greet her. It was the property guy from the previous residence. The two of them chatted for a while and then parted. In the evening, Anna just returned home. The police called. They told her that Bob had been killed. The murderer must be someone else. When she heard the news, Anna was stunned, so she turned on the security camera. She saw that the property guy had come to her room. What's even scarier is that he then hid under the bed. He never came out after that, which means that now Anna opened her eyes. The murderer was holding her from behind. Anna tried to struggle to get up, but the killer told her that he had just given her anesthesia. Hearing this, Anna only felt a sense of despair, looking at Anna, who was crying in front of her. But the murderer comforted her with affection. Suddenly, Anna bit his ear. She took the anesthetic needle and inserted it into his hand. Then Anna dragged her weak body and ran outside, and the murderer came after her with an axe. He wanted to cut off Anna's hand as punishment. In the struggle, he hit the closet on the side. The murderer's palm was fixed. Both of them were locked in. They fought in the closet. In the nick of time, Anna's strength exploded. She pushed the murderer's head upwards. The murderer hit the nail. This saved Anna's life. After a few months, Anna's life gradually returned to peace, but she still looked under the bed from time to time. The lock of the movie door tells all women who live alone, be sure to protect yourself when you are outside. Remember to change the door lock code in time. Remember to ask the police for help when you are in danger. Well, this is the end of today's video. If you like it, please like it and support it. We will see you next time.